G-Talk. Remember this?
Oh, so you're not gonna ask?
Welcome to the show.
What's that?
You're not gonna ask?
Light it up, kid.
Ask.
Volcanic.
Ask what?
Are you really drink? Are you really drinking water, Frank? What happened to your whiskey?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Freaking guys drinking water. Welcome to the G-Talk,
am.
everybody.
I am drinking water. Calling you.
Oh, my God, what a day we've got going on. I'm drinking water, Frank's drinking water, or shall we say, oh no, what is it too early in the day for you, my friend, or are we a little from something from last night? What's going on? Why are we drinking water today?
I'm going to the gym after the show, so
Oh, okay, I
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Okay, you're gonna
yeah.
pick things up and put things down.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm about a week away from 51, and it's important for me to at least present myself as if I'm in the best shape of my life.
As if, or okay, yeah, let's get this out of the way real quick. My name underneath is the art is always part of the deal. Kind of a joke. I think those who know, you know. Frank, what does yours say?
Un tipo de fuerza suave.
And what exactly is that for those who don't speak immigration deportation?
That's a guy with soft strength.
So, well, I didn't mean it that way, but I meant a strong kind of a soft kind of whatever.
Yeah,
I meant I meant you're strong at soft. I don't. Oh God, I don't know. Fuck you, Google. Google Translate just F me up again. Wah wah wah. Well, welcome everybody to the G Talk. We've got welcome. We've got some headlines. We're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna keep this short and sweet, kind of like me, right? The art of the art of the squeal. That's me.
Oh my God, that is clever.
So, Frank, I've got a question for you, actually, my friend. Real quick, I'm gonna quiz you. So, what do you do when you're a president with the worst poll numbers in history? What do you do?
Depends who's the president. If it's
Well,
Trump, it's fake polls. No, I'm kidding.
how about you erect some polls of your own?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
motherfucker put some polls in the. Can you believe this is not a headline, even though it's part of the headlines here? The motherfucker put up 2 flagpoles.
Yeah.
Dude, what are we doing? There's people dying in this world. People getting deported. Guys putting up polls.
Yeah, the military's up against U.S. citizens. They may be on the brink of World War III. There was a G7 meeting, more or less around the exact same time, actually. Epstein files are still missing. Not missing, they're still being undisclosed. And let's put up a couple of flagpoles. And is my gift to? Oh my goodness, it's so hard not to imitate.
Bro, it's ridiculous. And actually, I think I've got a video. You ready? See if I've got a video here. Check this out. I can't put the sound, but I wish I could put the closed caption. I didn't prepare the closed caption. First of all, what's with the fucking white MAGA hat? It just looks so. He looks like he looks like a grandfather who just came out of Easter like mass and threw the hat back on like he's going to go back on the golf course before he goes. I mean, he looks ridiculous. I mean, can we say that MAGA hats are out or not? What's going on?
I don't know. Personally, he looks like a retard. He does. Dude, what American president? What president ever like wore a stupid ass hat like he's continuing to promote something that just continues is a failure. It continues to prove as a failure, and he wears it proudly. I mean, leave it to Trump.
Leave it to Trump. I mean, and listen, at least I'm going to give. This is not a great take, but it's one that I believe in. Leave it to Elon to have probably the most stylish MAGA hat, the dark MAGA hat, which was all black, and I actually thought that was pretty cool. I got to be honest with you, I'd never buy it unless I was trying to, yeah, maybe one day I'll send it to you for.
Uh,
Oh, bro, I could go on Amazon and pay $74 and send it to you for your birthday.
yeah, not. I prefer let's have a drink together, and that'll be great. That's screw that. Yeah, and you know what's funny too? You seen the Trump 2028 hats?
No, but go ahead,
They're actually for sale for $50, made in China.
bro.
I'm not making that up, dude. It is.
Well, first of all, we don't have in the headlines for this, but I've got to say something about Trump Mobile, the greatest
Oh my
cell
god.
phone ever made in America. And then I read an article that says, unless the president and his sons built a factory here in the United States, there's no, my words, fucking way on earth he could charge, first of all, $4.99 for a phone like that and claim it was made in America. How is
Mhm.
that possible? Yet
Yeah,
that's what they're pushing, Trump Mobile. What are
yeah.
we
No,
doing?
I believe it was Eric. Who's the cokehead? Eric or
That's
Don Jr.
DJT. Yeah, or
Don Jr.
yeah, Don Jr. Eric is the little sperm that could.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but Don says something to the effect of, "No, they're being manufactured somewhere else, and but it will come here to St. Louis, Missouri, at some point, or something to that effect."
I mean, come on, kid. What are we doing? I mean, and
Look,
let me ask you. We'll talk about that another time because this is kind of like a little subtopic. But what are the chances of that thing not? I don't want to say the R word, but just ripping you of all your data and just.
yeah,
I mean, what are the chances of it not doing that? Seriously.
yeah. I wouldn't trust it. No way in hell, because you get your phone bill. It's supposed to be 47.45 a month, or 45, 47, whatever it is.
I mean, for
And then you
God's
get a bill
sake.
for $100 because $30 donation to Trump's election fund, whatever.
He's still. I think the Midas Touch, our boys at the Midas Touch. God bless you guys for the work you do.
Yeah, for real.
They were putting out emails that they receive because they get them all the time. Uh,
Hmm.
$5. I need it. You're so important, Frankie. We need $5 from you because they. I'm sure he's talking about Democrats, immigrants, aliens, whatever. Macron are coming after you and are coming after him, and he needs $5. It's like, dude, why are you still fundraising? You're a president. I mean, that should be illegal.
Yeah.
What is going on here? It's insane.
Dude, I think Trump should just quit being president. Okay, that way we
He
could probably
hasn't.
try to get back to normal.
He
Uh,
hasn't quit yet.
Dude, since he became president, he sold Bibles, sneakers, watches, coins, fragrances, guitars, NFTs, furniture, apparel such as T-shirts, hoodies, stupid ass hats, the flags, the home goods such as mugs, blankets. Like, you talk about being president, and now you are going to sell. He's like Martha Stewart slash Amazon slash eBay. Like, he is selling everything Trump. Like Trump burgers. I saw a freaking restaurant that, like, okay, your fan base will buy all of that. And
But Frankie, there's one thing he has yet to sell. Do you know what it is? His soul. Can't sell what you don't have, kid.
touche.
And with that, so I guess we'll do a quick coin toss. We'll keep the thing going. Real quick. I mean, we only got a couple of topics we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I think we might talk more about Trump. Maybe.
I mean, this is everything in the news is Trump.
It's Trump. So real quick, we do a coin toss, and normally it's for a larger pod, but this is a smaller pod. We normally go long. We're gonna go a little short today. We'll trump it up. We'll mushroom tip it. So call it real quick, my friend. You're 0 for
Heads.
3. You're going heads
Always
again.
heads.
All right,
Heads
kid.
again.
Here we go. It's a real. People don't bet on this. This isn't fixed, right, kid? This is not fixed. So here we go. Oh, kid. Oh, kid.
Of course it's tails. Of course it's tails.
It's tails. Sorry, kid.
Of course it is.
It's tails. Sorry, you lose again. Sorry. But you know what? I'm gonna defer again. So real quick, my friends. By the way, Frankie, where's the clock?
The clock is, last time I pointed over here, so that means it's over there. There
Well
it is.
done. Yeah, kid. It's over. Oh no, it's over there. I messed it up. It's up here. It's up here.
Yeah.
And I got it eight. Blah, blah, blah. Talk much? Maybe I'm going through frontal temporal lobe dementia. But yeah, 8 minutes. We're gonna have on the clock. We're gonna have 2 topics today on this episode. We're doing. It's called. What are we calling this? Headline hot takes or some shit. But I'll let you either choose. Do you want me to read? Do you want to read? What do you want to do?
I'll take the first one, just so we could get
Go for
going
it.
here. All right. So the first topic that we're going to discuss is this is actually breaking news, as of yesterday at least, because it's Trump in the office, so something new surely came out today. But Trump rolls the dice on World War III, and I wish I was joking about that.
You're not
but
joking.
the man who campaigned on no new wars is now poking the Iranian bear with saber made of oil eagle and bunker busting bombs. Trump is demanding Tehran's unconditional surrender as U.S. forces mobilizes to assist Israel Operation Rising Lion, which sounds less like diplomacy and more like a deleted scene from Gladiator. Congress is scrambling to reassert war powers, but MAGA wing is too busy debating whether this is a prophecy, payback, or just primo campaign content. Now, my question to you guys: are we liberating the Middle East or live streaming the opening act of the apocalypse? When your war plans sound like a Netflix original, who is writing the script?
And then the bonus question. Do you want me to take that one?
No, let me wrap it up. Are we totally flipped here?
Flipped, yeah. Are we totally? Where is it? Yeah, are we totally that? Possibly. So 8 minutes on the clock. It's ticking. Here we go. So let me just say, first of all, I got it on the screen. U.S. may be heading to another Middle East war. Where we've heard that before. There's also Trump is about to get us into a Iran war. Which one is this one? Oh, no, this is the other one. So let me go back to this one here. So real quick, my friend, because we could go back and forth. We got a little bit of time here. Here's my take on this. I feel like this is deja vu all over again, right? This is WMDs, right? It's weapons of mass destruction. No, it's WMCs, words of mass corruption. That's what it is. It's these people that are around the president. I heard today, just now, he doesn't need Hegseth. He doesn't care about what Hegseth has to say. He doesn't care about his director of national intelligence, who specifically said, by the way, that's Tulsi Gabbard. Say what you want to say about her. I agree with her recent statement where she said, and I kind of quote, Iran is not building a nuclear bomb. They're just not. They're not capable of. Maybe they're enriching uranium, blah, 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 but they're just not doing it because the Ayatollah said, listen, that's not what we do. And I'm thinking he's getting pressure too. But here's one of the things I want to say. This guy, Bibi Netanyahu, I don't know if you know who Alex Jones is. He's a freaking conspiracy theorist moron, but he said something that was very interesting. He said, this guy might be the Antichrist. And I'm like, okay, I'm not into that stuff, but this guy, Bibi Netanyahu, right, the leader of the Israeli state, has been claiming there was a mashup on the Midas Touch network, which was brilliantly done. I don't know if they did it or they got it somewhere else, where he was in front of all these things. He was in front of Congress. He was testifying at wherever. He was in front of the United Nations with the backdrop that looks like he's in the bathroom with that green tile. It looks so awful. And he's been saying for 20 years that Iran is supposed to have a nuke. Where is it? And it seems like the boogeyman in the closet constantly. And it's like, first of all, here's my thing. I'm gonna say this, and I'll throw it to you, and then I have something to say at the end. Do you know if there was one place on Earth, Frankie, where I would want our enemy to be and have a nuclear bomb missile? Do you know where I would put them? In the Middle East. Because being in the Middle East and trying to hit the United States with a missile of any kind, because it's got to be a powerful missile, it's got to have some sense of direction, is like throwing a 100-yard pass. It's not going to happen. So yeah, it might hit Israel, it might hit wherever, it might hit our bases in the Middle East, probably not good. But lo and behold, it's not going to hit us here. So if America first is something you're going to tout and you're going to make it a big deal, dare I say it, holy crap, I'm agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's stay the hell out of the wars. What say you?
Yeah, you see, the thing is that Israel has always been an ally of ours for as long as I can remember, at least.
Big fucking deal. But go on.
And yeah, and but what I can't get over is that Israel threw the first punch. And I can't get over that, so now Iran is blasting Israel, and some people are mad at Iran. It's like, oh, and it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? You're going to respond,
Right.
obviously. So, yeah, it's like, let's stay the hell away from this. But I can't help thinking, and I spoke about this briefly in the last pod that we did, that is like, what motivated or provoked this attack from Israel? What type of intelligence did they receive, and from who?
Yes.
My gut is telling me, our hands in this, that we influence Israel to such attack, or give them information that may have declared Iran as a threat to Israel. It's just, that's still not adding up to me. And I believe the truth will come out soon. I'll give it about a week or so. It's only been, 6 days?
7 or 8 days, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now it's June 19th, so it was about a little over a week ago.
Yeah, and it's it's just going back and forth, and it's going to continue to escalate unless somebody gets serious and say, we can't allow this. We have to talk this up. You can't keep blasting each other, because this should go on forever.
Frankie, you keep bringing that. It's so fun. I'm going to reiterate what you just said, and you keep saying, like, you can't put your words to it because there's no words to put to it. You keep saying, why all of a sudden now? Why now? Why now? Because again, it doesn't make sense. We've been hearing this for 20 years, right? And I even wrote down here, I put, we should not intervene. This is the perfect example of America first. This is not our fight. And you said it right. That's our ally. But we got a lot of fucking allies around the world, right? Mm-hmm. And unless you're going to tell me that Israel is better than all the rest, I don't think they are. Maybe I'm missing something. Why are we getting involved in this stuff? Sending a B-52 or B-2 bomber or some bullshit to drop the bunker busting bomb, which they are not even sure is going to do the job. They would need a tactical nuke to guarantee it. Dude, what are we doing? This is bullshit. This is nonsense.
It really, really is. And we're playing with fire because Iran is allied with Russia and China. And, they pick up the phone. They step
Great
in.
point.
It's just going to continue to escalate without no control. It's like, while the fire is still rather containable right now. Now there's no better time to say, what, let's just figure this out, because all of this back and forth is just going to escalate. It's going to result in unfair deaths of a lot of innocent people. And,
it already has.
Yeah, and more than anything, I don't want the U.S. Could you imagine our deficit where it will go to if this shit hooks off?
Dude, it's going to happen again. Remember Iraq? We're old enough to know both Iraq, the Gulf War and the Iraq War. And it's funny, real quick. I actually I'm about to record something for the G Thoughts, another channel that I have. I'd love to get you on that too. We talk about stuff, X plus Y equals Z, that kind of stuff. And I go into detail about all the different, I ask a question. The thought, Frankie, is, here's the thought. What is the last war that America has won? Do you know what it
Yeah.
is?
Um, well, we
Some
I would
might say
say
the Gulf War, but I don't think so.
no, I would say was Bush Senior. We was over there for 2 weeks and got out.
But that's not even that's like
There's a
like I say in the thing. It's like going over. It's like an adult going over in the schoolyard at the middle school and
yeah.
punching the kid in the face, and then realizing he has Asperger's and then running away. But the last war that we actually really won, if you want to call a win, is World War II, 80 years
Mm.
ago. But I talk about in that recording, and I can't wait to post it. It's going to take me a little while to do it, but I got it all done and scripted out. What I'm going to say, Frank, it's because wars become profitable. And I compare it to big pharma. I compare how the money's in the battles, and I say it better in the thing, and not in the peace. The money is in battling and the destruction, not in the treaty. That's where all
Yeah.
these contractors, that's why we're going to war, kid. That's why,
Yeah.
because it wasn't enough to sell arms to these motherfuckers in Israel. And I say the motherfuckers like Bibi Netanyahu and all these assholes. Um, it's bullshit. But I'll let you put a bow on this before we go on to the next one, because you've made some amazing points. Real quick, where do we go from here? In probably 2 days it's going to change, but where do you think we go from here?
I wish we had a different president. I don't.
Me too.
Trump is saying lies about his that he brought peace to India and Pakistan because of his negotiation, which he had nothing to do with, and it's just so embarrassing because the whole flipping world is seeing this, and nobody believes Trump. And now with Iran, he's like, "Oh, you should have came. It's too late," and all this stuff is like, "Bro, you don't understand what you're doing."
No idea.
And to your point, that wars become profitable for others. I wonder, Trump's hand must be in it, because he's, for the most part, most world leaders will say, "Let's sit down, let's discuss what our
Right.
options are." You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because nobody wants war. But
Right. Who knows? And we'll be back on again, my friends. If anyone, no one's watching this now, but one day they will. We're going to keep talking about this. And kudos to the Midas Touch for being an independent news source that's constantly on top of this. And they're
yes,
influencing us and they're helping us get the word out. So
yes.
God bless them. So we move on to the last topic of this segment. So Frankie, have you heard of the new MAGA?
The no MAGA.
The new MAGA. You're ready? Introducing the new MAGA, now with 100% more infighting, batteries not included. Or the alt headline, MAGA, now available in extra strength. Side effects may include cannibalism, delusion, civil war, and diarrhea.
That explains a lot.
It explains a lot, right, Tucker Carlson? Or Ted Cruz, who was squirming in his seat with Tucker. So Trump's Iran pivot has the MAGA verse foaming at the mouth, but not in sync. One wing wants war. Say that again. One wing wants war. The other one wants to storm the Capitol again. And no one can remember. We're just joking, people. And no one can remember if they're for big government or burning it all down. It's all like watching a cult go off script, with Bannon calling foul, Tucker tossing grenades, and JD Vance cosplaying Patton. By the way, where the fuck has that guy been lately? When the side effects of your political movement include hallucinations, rage spirals, and turning on your own, is it still a campaign or just a really bad trip? What the fuck is going on with the raging red caps, Frankie? I've got the time going. What say you? MAGA's turning. They're eating themselves. Go. Are you loving this? Are you loving it?
I am because for the longest time, I just keep asking myself, like, what is that? Okay, so MAGA is about 47% of the country, give or take.
I mean, is
What
it?
is wrong? Maybe closer to 50, but
I don't think so.
to me, I'm like, what do you think is like the percentage? Because
Of voters, I mean, again, we've
No,
talked about that. There's 340 million people. There's 100, half of that's like registered voters. 77 million of them voted for Trump. I'd say true MAGA, is probably about 40 million of the 77 million. So half of that. So, but go on.
okay, so we have a good amount of the population that put this on, and to me, like I was saying in my last pod, in our last pod, um, when you live in an alternate reality where you do not need facts to spew something that is contradictory to the results or what is actually happening, you put yourself in a position where is no rules. You keep moving the goalposts to serve your own purpose or beliefs. For example, even Trump himself, to this day, he still says that he won the 2020 election.
I mean, for
To
fuck's
this
sake.
day, and his whole base believes that. Now, it's only a matter of time because facts are facts. It's only a matter of time before the revolt, the roles reverse. Trump, when he was campaigning, we're not going into no new wars. Going to bring the price down of everything, and which was everything was a lie as far as groceries, economy, gas
Groceries.
prices, all this. Um, that was good. It's such an old-fashioned word, groceries.
So I'm all about the groceries, the eggs. You've heard of those, right?
So so the last thing was wars that he is there are not going to be no wars, and here we are about 5 months into his presidency, and boom is 5 months,
5 months.
and here we are.
Here we are. And I wrote here real quick. I predicted MAGA would turn. I recorded a bunch of things. Again, I didn't post them because that's the G thoughts or whatever. But you and I talked about this. I said they're going to cannibalize each other. But was it hard to predict? I mean, if Vegas had odds, it was going to be at least minus, at best, plus 250. I think they probably the odds after a couple of things happened in the last few weeks, mainly Elon Musk. Remember that guy? Once that went down, you knew it was going to be like minus 150. Oops, the odds changed. But I wrote here, eventually even the cult, if you want to say it, and I don't like saying it that way, but it's funny to say, eventually they stopped buying the leader's BS, right? And this is the beginning of the end for Trump. I said it in a previous pod that on June 5th, with the fracture with Elon Musk, June 5th would be the beginning of the end of the Trump regime. And it starts with a war in Iran, what we already have on the screen there, where MAGA is turning on itself because of it. And the tanking economy with the big bullshit bill. And then the war with the courts and all this stuff that's going on back home with the immigration and all. People are getting sick and tired of this shit. Eventually, even listen, when Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson, who are still very influential in the party, whether you like it or not, are fighting back, that says a lot, kid. We've got some very dark days ahead. But here's the thing. He's not going to go quietly. And he's got people that will ride that train right up until the edge of the cliff and let go at the very end. But we're not at that cliff yet. So he's getting empowered, and he's continuously surrounding himself with people that tell him what he wants to hear. When you say, and I quote, someone says CNN, no one watches CNN, right? He goes, where are you from? CNN? Oh, nobody watches you. When's the last time someone watched CNN? Shut the fuck up. It was in 1991. So for the Gulf War. When he says to, they're like, your DNI, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard says, Iran they're not building a nuke. What the fuck? Oh, I don't care what she says. I don't care what she says. Yeah. Motherfucker, you're stuck in a bubble. You have to, these people are your lifeline to the outside world. Ask Barack Obama, ask Bill Clinton, George W. Bush. You become in a bubble. And you don't know what's going on, especially when you got all these ass kissers around here telling you what you want to hear, that hat looks good, that you're not fucking leaning over like the fucking Tower of Pisa and you're going to tip over, and that tripping up the stairs is still cool, up the Air Force One. He's getting these people telling them what they want what he wants to hear. So you need to listen to the DNI. You need to listen to your director of defense or your or whatever the fuck that dipshit's name is. You need to listen to your generals. And he's listening to some generals, but guess what, kid? He's listening to the generals that want to go into war. That's not the right thing
Yeah,
to do. It's not the right thing to do. I
yeah,
mean,
and
where is he getting his information? Fox News? Fox News is telling him to go to fucking war.
yeah. Like a few pods ago, I said, anybody that disagrees with Trump will be fired and humiliated via Twitter or Truth Social, whatever the hell he has or uses. It happened to Elon Musk. Tucker Carlson said something to the effect that Trump disagreed with, and now he threw him under the bus. Margie Taylor Greene apparently is going to be next. Miss Clan Mom is just a narcissist that you have to obey and you have to stroke his ego to be in his team, and that makes him the most dangerous person, I would say, in this country. Someone that just goes by his own brain, and if you disagree with him, you will be let go of your position. Like he let go so many generals and directors of FBI's, and replace them with a freaking podcaster. It's is a freaking joke, man. And the shit that always gets me, man, is that with the internet, the world sees this in real
Yes.
time.
Yes.
And
We're going to be talking about
if
the G7 in the next segment. But I mean, or the G8, we called it, but for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake.
yeah,
But even look here what it says. The forever wars is a core pillar of MAGA republicanism and even conservatism. That's one of the few links between MAGA and true conservatism is not the forever war. And guess what's happening? Here we go again. We're back
yeah,
again.
yeah. Christ, we were what 20 years in Iraq? So a
Um,
little over 20 years
I know it was 20 years in Afghanistan. It was a number of years
in
in Iraq.
Afghanistan.
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
the
Yeah,
longest war.
dude, it's like imagine a soldier. You go there 2001, 2002 to go take revenge of 9/11, and you come back home and your baby that you left behind is graduating college.
That's insane, right? It's insane. Many stories of that, multiple deployments, many stories of that. It's sad. It's so fucking sad and so ridiculous. I mean,
Hmm.
um, I wish we could blow a whistle on these motherfuckers and give them a penalty and put them in the penalty box. Oh, it's called jail. Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And let's put a bow on this. Let me say one thing, and I'll send it to you. We could go out on this. But when MAGA turns on itself, it's not even the beginning of the end. We're well into the process. It's like the middle of the movie. I
Hmm.
just fear what's next. I predicted what the war, then the tanking economy, which we're going to see probably in the next 2 to 3 months. Wait till Christmas this year when you don't get the 30 dolls or whatever, and you only get two. But when really Black Friday becomes, we hope it's not too much of a Red Friday, and all the companies go down and all the shit's happening. Eventually, the luster comes off of Trump, and MAGA is going to have to like I said before, I'll shut up and send it to you to take us out. Even MAGA needs medical care. Even MAGA needs food. Even
Hmm.
MAGA, dot, dot, dot. Like MJ used to say, Republicans buy Nikes too. Well, MAGA needs healthcare too. MAGA needs a job too. MAGA is going to get fired too. MAGA will be sent overseas too. Someone eventually is going to say, hey, dipshit, that hat that you're wearing that costs $74 is costing you $7,500 or even your life. It's time to take it off.
Yeah.
Why don't you put a bow on this kid?
Yeah. um, where do we go from here? That's a very, very scary question when Trump's in office, because he always seems to top something else. Like what's next? If you're a Democrat, are you going to be denied health care?
Well, yeah, we were going to talk about that. Yeah.
And I mean that is very, very low. And he says, "Oh, for the American people, half of America is Democrats." So, and this is something that I wanted to touch on as well, because I dislike when they say for the American people, because half of Americans are Democrats, or close to half,
Or
and
undecided.
yeah, and you know, are you referring to me? Are you referring to
Sorry.
America or the people that follow you? I, you know, this will all go down to hell. This will all go down to shit. Trump will say this is Biden's fault, and MAGA will believe it. His fans will believe it.
Real quick, to use a Yankee analogy, not that the Yankees would ever do this. Imagine that the starting pitcher, let's say it's Game 7 of the World Series, and it's like the fifth inning, and there's 2 runners on, and then the relief pitcher comes in and gets them out of the nightmare scenario, and they don't score any runs, and then comes back in the 6th inning, and then gives up 2 home runs and is blaming the original pitcher. Bitch, you're the one that, like, it's now your game.
Yeah.
Is that not a good analogy? Trump is like in the 8th. He came in the 5th inning. It's now the 8th inning, and he's still blaming the starting pitcher. Bitch, you're the one that's giving up the home runs, motherfucker. Move on.
Yeah. that is a really good analogy.
I'll give that to myself.
Well
I like that.
Well done. Well done.
Well, Frankie, what a great little segment this was, man. You came fired up, man. I love it. Why don't you take us out the only way you know how?
Bueno, it's still June, and it's still Men's Mental Health Month. Okay, and
Go for it.
I have to bring attention to it just because I know there's a lot of brothers out there that struggle with mental health. Trying to be a tough guy, trying to remain strong, but it's okay to look for a little bit of help. And I encourage you to find a little bit of help. There's a lot of resources. Google, I need some help. A lot of resources will come up. So extend on my brothers a big hug. Hang in there. You'll get through this.
Yeah, my friends, don't forget that the G Talk is not just political talk and all this stuff. It's men's mental health talk. We're helping each other. We're brothers. We're G's. And what a way to say it, kid. We're gonna go out with a bang, but don't go out with a bang, if you know what I mean. We could help you. We're not therapists, but we're men, and we know how it goes. And if you look in our descriptions, we always have a little blurb that talks about if you're in trouble, and it's you want to tell them where to call if they have a need for help.
Yep, 988.
988
is a free service that I've personally used more than once, and they really helped me. They're very patient. They're awesome. I thank God for them.
It's helped you. It's helped me. It's helped. I'd like to say, I think tens of thousands of men and women and beautiful babies and all sorts of people. Listen, my friends, just because you have that dark energy inside of you doesn't mean it can't move out and it can't expel itself. But sometimes you need a little help to get it out. And I'll tell you right now, I'll end on this. If I didn't have this guy over here, I might have gone out with a bang. And thankfully, I'm here making sure that we could get the message out. So, Frankie, love you, kid.
Love you, brother.
Boom. We'll see y'all again in the next part. God bless.
Salud.
Salud.